All right. Hi there again, everybody, and welcome back to Yenji, where it is snowing once again. And we've got another match for you here today, once again against Wuxi Wuguo. If you'll remember right from many, many episodes ago, they were the first team that we played against. And we have flipped the calendar over here in the schedule. You can see we're still, of course, on top because we haven't lost anything, and the name of the league is too long for Football Manager to show. All sorts of things that go to prove the awesomeness of this save and of this editor file and everything. It's just too much for the game to handle, and it looks like we're in red today. And I don't know if you can see the ball or not. It's that little yellow thing that you can barely see on top of the white and the gray of the snow. And I can't remember if I have the enhanced texture pack put in or not, and boy, we're in trouble here. And Tong Jun is just able to get it out over to Liu Yue. Liu Yue takes it up the left side of the pitch and kicks a huge crossover to Tang Xincheng. It gets back to Rovaglia there in the end, who has a shot on goal that goes high and wide. And we have an attack early, though the snow is kind of getting to us. Huang Bowen, who's back after having the flu, kicks the free kick, and we get a penalty out of that. That was Rovaglia, I think, who was tackled. Song Wenjie is going to take the penalty, and he scores it without really much of a question, and that's his sixth goal of the season. It is 1-0 Yanbian FC after about 10 minutes. And if you've been watching with us, you know exactly how this works. This is the way that it kind of always works. We are up 1-0, and let's see if we can add to the lead. And it looks cold there today. My goodness. It looks like another cold one there in Yenji, and we're going to have a lot of matches like this as time goes on. Liu Yue with the ball now. Over to Tang Xincheng, over to Rovaglia. Rovaglia takes a shot at it, and it goes a little bit wild, kind of skids on the ice there a little bit, and that's out for a goal kick. I do know that there are ways to change the color of the ball, and I probably should look into some of them. Liu Yue with the corner here. And takes it, puts it forward, and that ends up for a header that goes far wide of goal. We have a pretty good audience here, just under 20,000, which is good for a game in early December in the cold and snow, -6 degrees Celsius. That is cold. And it's Torres with the goal off of that set piece. Little goal off of a free kick, which is kind of a rarity for us, and that puts us up 2-0. And as the announcement said on the bottom, if we win this one, that would make it 24 straight league games without a defeat out of a total of 46 games to play. It's not going to be too long before we end up securing our promotion to the next tier. But as always, we'll be with you here for every single one of these matches. Liu Yue with a free kick, and he takes a shot, and it goes high and wide. We'll be with you here for every single one of these, so you get to know the players a little bit better and get to know exactly what's going on. Here's Huang Bowen with the corner. I'm not sure why he's taking the corner. That's kind of odd. Goes in there, not able to find anybody, unfortunately. Huang Bowen having a very, very quiet game for him, which does not bode well if he wants to stay in this team after the January transfer window opens. You'll recall that we have a lot of money because of our sugar daddy owner. And the fact that we have a lot of money means that I've been spending a lot of money, and we have a couple players coming in who might be better. Huang Bowen now with it over to Tan Xincheng. He gets the cross across to Liu Yue, who has a header on goal, and that is just high and wide. And it still is 2-0 Yanbian FC. And now it looks like Wuxi have a chance for an attack here, and it is Song Wenjie this time to head it out, but he doesn't head it out far enough. And there is a shot on goal that goes far wide, fortunately for us. Ho Yu there in goal makes mistakes from time to time. If you've been watching with us, you know that already. And sometimes he makes me a little bit nervous. And here's Jonovic. Jonovic over to Liu Yue. Liu Yue misses the header completely and then is fouled. Was he fouled in the penalty area? That's absolutely ridiculous. No VAR at this level. And Song Wenjie in here for a second penalty, and that's saved. That is saved by the keeper, who then slides on the ice and falls on his back. This is a really poorly taken penalty, but I mean, might as well, because I mean that was a ridiculous penalty call. That never was a penalty. That's just absolutely, I mean, a joke of a call. And Rovaglia gets a head onto that corner and is unable to direct it goalwards, unfortunately for him. Really quiet game from both Rovaglia and Huang Bowen. Huang Bowen I like a lot. Rovaglia, I'm not quite sure how much longer he has here because I can't get him to score the way that he should. Huang Bowen now with the ball over to Jonovic. Back to Tan Xincheng, who normally would score from there, but he gets a toe on that instead of the side of his foot. And You can see that excellent play by, it was Rovaglia who wins that one. Oh, and then Jonovic over to Tang Xincheng, and he just doesn't hit that one right. He did a good job of hitting it first time. I think that was the right thing to do, but that's not what he intended to do. Things are doing well. We could do better, though. We're having actually some pretty poor games here, especially looking at Zhang Jianyi, who I believe is upset with me. Zhang Jianyi is... another one of these players where I kind of scratch my head and say, I'm not so sure about this guy. Does he really have what it takes at this level? I don't know. And everybody's complacent. I would be complacent too if I were playing in this match. We're up 3-0. We're at home. We're sliding on the ice. We're having fun. The snow is falling lightly. Here's Jonovic. Jonovic up to Liu Yue. Liu Yue back to Jininho, and he's fouled from behind. That's a pretty cynical foul from Wuxi. But then again, if you're managing Wuxi, what do you expect? You're going to do stuff like that. Jininho with the throw over to Song Zhen, and then with the cross over looking for Tan Xincheng, can't find him. Back to Song Wenjie. Song Wenjie now playing, I believe, in that sort of uncomfortable defensive position for him. This is because we have a number of players who are either injured or fatigued. Huang Bowen now takes the corner and kicks that one up and over and ends up with Song Wenjie, and that ends that. Song Wenjie had a pretty good cross here, and Huang Bowen with the shot, and it just went off that defender. It's not a bad idea, though, but it's a little bit congested there underneath. Liu Yue now with the free kick and has a shot on goal, and I was about to say it's going to be number 3, but unfortunately it is not in the cards. Only a 2-0 lead here for Yanbian FC, and I'm getting a little bit worried as we go along. Morale, as you know, especially if you've been reading the blog, morale is very, very far down for this club. A lot of players are upset because I can't start them in every single game, which is ridiculous. We have games like we had 2 games a week for about 3 or 4 months. We can't start you every single day, and that's just the way it is. You have to... get used to that and accept it. You can't just get upset. And anyway, that's what's happened. The players are upset. They're mad at me. They want to start more often. Huang Bowen's having a poor game. And if Huang Bowen continues to play poorly, we're going to take him off here. If he continues to play poorly, he will also find himself off of this team. I know that's kind of a harsh thing to do to somebody who has played okay from time to time, but we probably need to think about maybe making a couple of changes up front. And the reason why is because we're moving up next to the first division, to the second tier, and eventually we're going to move up to the Super League. And I want to make sure that we can continue to win matches and be competitive, and that we don't just have a whole bunch of players who were good once. Jonovic now with that ball as we get it out of the area, and he kicks it forward looking for somebody up there. I'm thinking that was probably Kim Kook-jin, who I just put on. Jonovic back to Jininho, over to Liu Yue, looking forward for his men. Kicks it forward. He's got Kim Yong-il there, and unfortunately the defender is able to get to that one first. Tongjian now. Tongjian over to Kim Yong-il, who I just brought on. Kim Yong-il over to Kim Kook-jin, and it's Rovaglia here, who should have a shot. Instead, he sends it backwards, which is kind of a ridiculous thing for him to do because he had wide open goal behind him. He didn't even look. Didn't turn around at all. Look at this replay. We'll see if they even show that part. Kim Yong-il with the ball in a really, really good crossing position. Gets the cross forward. Over to Kim Kook-jin. He draws the other defender. Here's Rovaglia, and he has the entire, I would say, the left side of the penalty box wide open, and he doesn't even look. And instead, he decides to move it backwards, and we end up losing possession. And this is another time where I say I'm not certain how much longer we're going to play Rovaglia here. He doesn't look like he belongs at this level. And the worry is not whether he can play in this far down division, but rather what happens when we move up. XG of 3.12 now for us. Of course, we had the missed second penalty, but we should be scoring more goals regardless. We had a number of chances that we were not able to capitalize on. Song Zhen is about to get himself sent off if he does that again. And it is now Wuxi with the ball, and I worry that they're going to score one back and make this into an actual game. It's probably good for those of you watching, but for those of us managing, it's not so much fun. And there is the shot on goal. Hoyu barely able to get onto it. I worry because Hoyu actually isn't a great goalkeeper. Yeah, he has a lot of clean sheets, but that's because of the defense. It's not because of anything he's done. Another kick back, and it goes back to Kim Kook-jin over to Rovaglia, looking for Kim Yong-il on the side. You can see the little yellow disc that's sort of floating somewhere out there. Kim Yong-il back to Song Wen-jae over to Song Jun, and he has a shot from range that's ill-advised. Juninho now works it into Liu Yue. He has a shot from closer in that was a little bit better, but it's denied by a defender. And here's Liu Yue with another free kick. He's going to take the shot. That was on target. That was a great shot on goal, and that was an excellent save by the Wuxi goalkeeper. We should look this guy up. Maybe we should sign him as well. We've already signed every good goalkeeper in the country. Might as well add another one onto the mix. And that is a corner that goes nowhere, and that one's behind for a goal kick. And this match is about to end, and it looks like we're going to be able to pull it off. This was not our best performance, though, and once again, I'm kind of worried about this big letdown that we seem to have. Hoyu with the save to keep that clean sheet. I mean, that shot was never going in, regardless. Over to Jininho. Jininho takes it up slowly over to Liu Yue. Liu Yue now walks it up a little bit, back to Jininho. Juninho knocks it forward, looking for Ravaglia, nothing happening, and we need to stop trying to force the issue on those. There's no reason to do that. Juninho now, as Jonovic gets control of it, and that is the final whistle. Well, we did it. We pulled it off. We won 2-0, but this isn't the sort of team that should only win 2-0, and I'm looking at a lot of poor performances here, and I've got to scratch my head here about Ravaglia and Huang Bowen and ask myself, how much longer are we going to keep those guys around? We'll find out pretty soon, and hope that you enjoy this. I will talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.